Welcome back, guys. Hey, it is Season 2, Episode 5 of 5 Random Airports and Airfields. This week we're going to kind of jump all over the place. Mainly we're going to be in the United States. Then we're going to jump on over to Africa and we're going to check out some Air Force bases over there. So let's just jump right in and see what we can see. The first major air base that we are going to be looking at is going to be NAS Oceana. This particular file is available on flightsim.to and it was created by Project 03923. The IACO code for this base is King Nora Tom Union. Now, this is off the coast of Virginia. We're near Norfolk. You also have, if you have the carrier add-on from Miltech, as well as the F-14 from India Foxtrot Echo, you will have several carriers in the area that you can land on. I think 2 of which are moving. I believe even the Forrestal is out there. So that's kind of cool. So you can kind of use this as a cool little base of operations, you might say, to do some carrier ops training. So let's just jump right in and take a look at the airbase. As you can see, NAS Oceana is huge. NAS Oceana was built in 1941. It was in operation from 1943 and present. It has one 12,000-foot runway and 3 7,999-foot runways. So let's just get into the meat and potatoes here. Lots of detail. I strongly recommend this file. It adds so much to this airport, and mainly it adds all the parked aircraft and a lot more detail than what you would see with the default scenery. Yeah, and I'm amazed that with the amount of detail here and objects, my frame rates don't take a hit at all. Check out all the F-18s parked here. I think I've got a F-14 parked somewhere here on the one of the parking areas. Pretty remarkable looking scenery. So let's go back over here, see what we can see. Then we move out over here. We'll check out some of the larger aircraft that are parked here. One of the great things about this location is you kind of have a you're right on the coast, so there's your weather's going to be different for a lot of the time. Hey, there's my F-14 parked there. Great airport, or great airbase. It really kind of brings this whole area to life, really. Here you got a little bit of activity. You know, the only thing missing here would be soldiers and whatnot, but that's okay. Or airport or airbase personnel. Alright, so that is going to probably do it for NAS Oceania. Well done, airbase. Just fantastic. I don't know, I kind of went down this rabbit hole, and I've been just doing a lot of military jet flying. I bought the F-14 from Heatblur. Absolutely love that airplane. And so I've been flying that a lot, and I've been also flying the F-35. So I've been wanting to kind of up my air bases, and this does not disappoint. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Alright, so next up is going to be NAS Whidbey Island, also known as Airfield. NAS Whidbey Island was also created by Project 03923, and the same attention to detail and love is put into this file as he put into the other file. It's just another great looking airbase. And I flew into here quite a bit before I found this file, before I realized it even existed. And there wasn't a whole lot to look at. And this add-on from FlightSim.to by Project 03923 just adds so much more detail to this particular airbase. It is just incredible. Otherwise, it's kind of boring here if you use the default scenery. Now, NAS Whidbey has been in operation since 1942 and is still in operation to this day. It has one 7,999 foot runway and another 8,002 foot runway that services just about any and every military aircraft you can think of. As you can see, we got some pretty big jets here. If you have the Militech carrier, there's the carrier off in the distance. You can just see it right out there on the horizon. So if you're into just doing, like, you want to do some carrier landings and you don't want to start from the carrier, this is a great one. You just jump in the like I did. I like the F-35 out of here, so I'll take the F-35 and fly it out of here, and then do a couple circles around the carrier, and then do some carrier landings. The IACO code for this one is King Nora Union William. So, and this also puts you up in off the coast. You're up in Washington State. There's lots of cool little islands to look at, fly over, and it's kind of a cool little region to explore. The San Juan Islands. It's a beautiful area. Definitely lots to see, lots to explore. Well worth the download time. Now, I will add that with these scenery files, with some of them, you are going to need to download additional files to make some of these sceneries work. Like, I believe these required some aircraft packages that you had to download that were made strictly for scenery development. And they list the developer, they list the which files you need, so just follow the instructions on their page, and it's pretty straightforward. Everything just gets dumped into your community folder. So that's gonna do it for Whidbey Island. Just another great airbase. Alright, well, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, before we start this next one, I want you to know that there is no specific order to these. I like each one equally as much. From 1 to 5, they're all really good add-ons. So I just want you to know that there is no rhyme or reason why I put them in the order I do. Except for the next two. The next two, they're in a totally different country, so I put those two together. So next up is Luke Air Force Base in Glendale, Arizona. This is going to be King Lincoln Union Frank. And this particular base has been in operation since 1941 until present, or it's still in operation. The airbase has one 10,015-foot runway and another that is 9,926 feet. So you got another pretty large airbase here. Now this time we don't have a lot in the way of scenery objects to look at, but the default option doesn't do much for this particular runway. So as you can see, it's kind of put a huge array of general aviation airplanes here, which probably wouldn't be realistic, but that's okay. The mod itself makes changes to the runways, and from what I was reading, it just makes some cosmetic changes, adds some buildings to the actual actual airbase to give it a more convincing presence. It's still a really good addition to Flight Simulator, especially if you like flying these particular air bases. Yeah, the hardened hangars aren't here. I did go back to make sure, because I do this. I'll download something and then I forget to extract it. Then I end up showing the default, but I did go and verify that I copied this into my community folder. So this is the file. This particular file is by Tom Vachon, Tomvachon. Alright, well, we're going to jump on to the next one and see what we can see. We're off to Southern Africa. So let's just go. Alright, so next up, we are now in South Africa, and we are at Hoedspruit Air Force Base. This is going to be Frank, Adam, Henry, Sam, and this particular file was done by Dangerous Banana. Now, looking at it, you would never guess that this is a military base. But apparently, this particular base was built in 1978, and it serves the South African Air Force. And in the 90s, the civilians, they took part of the base that was not being used, which would obviously be this part, and turned it into this part of it into a civilian airfield, or civilian airport, not an airfield. This particular file is huge. The real estate that this base takes up is crazy. And we're going to just zoom out here, give you an idea what we're looking at. Now, this particular air base has one 6,986 foot runway and another 12,071 foot runway. So here, this would be the, you can see the two here. And you'll see these hardened hangars all over the base. And the work that went into this is just, it's amazing. It's really good. This is possibly one of my favorites. And I know I said I don't put these in any particular order, but I've been doing a lot of flying from here to Mikado. And Mikado is our next airport that we'll be looking at, or airbase. But you got these really cool hardened hangars. And these you are going to have, I believe you have to download some extra files to get everything to show up. But I was also reading that there was one of these two airfields. I'm sure they have a problem at both. It was this one. They had a real problem with keeping wildlife off the runways. And they still do to this day. I have not seen any wildlife, but I'm assuming that it will probably be there, given that Flight Simulator allows for it. I was reading that they had to put the base ended up having to put 3 cheetahs inside the perimeter of the airbase to combat the wildlife problems. So that's crazy. There is a lot to see here, and it is huge. I love the attention to detail. I like the extra little things like these trucks. It just adds so much and gives it that, you know, that military look. But I have not seen a cheetah yet. So there's that. More looks like a big operations type thing, or storage warehouse. I mean, you can look all day and find things. I'm still finding things that I didn't see the first or second or third time, and I have within the last week or so, in and out of power outages that we've been having on the coast out here in Oregon. I have gotten a little time, and this has been kind of my main hub of activity for Flight Simulator. And it's great for the Transall because from here to Mikado, it's only 114 nautical miles, so you can just do some short little hops, beef up the weather a little bit, and just have some fun flights. But see what I mean? I mean, it's just get down under these covers. There's fighter jets here. Now, the other thing, downloading these other files that they list, that's what's going to give you all these extra scenery pieces. So just make sure you follow all that, because otherwise you're not going to see any of this. I mean, you may see some of the buildings, but the vehicles and airplanes, no. Alright, well, I think we've seen quite a bit of Hood Spruit. So, yeah, and this would be, like I was saying, this is your civilian area over here. So they obviously have access to the runways. There's my Transall park there next to that ATR. And I like that there are people everywhere. Still looking for those animals. You know, I wonder if that's something you have to have turned on. I don't think I've ever turned them off, so. But anyways, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and jump on over to Mikado and check out that base. Alright, so here we are at Mikado Air Force Base. This is going to be Frank, Adam, Lincoln, Mary. And this is another file done by Dangerous Banana. And this particular airfield is done with the same love and detail that Hoodspruit is. This particular base is relatively new, as it was built in 1987 for use by the South African Air Force. It was originally the Lewis, I know I'm going to butcher this, Trickart Air Force Base, and then it became, in 2003, it became Mikado, or known as Mikado. Again, we got lots of detail, like here, check out this base entrance. You know, secure area, that's pretty cool. Except, got a big hole there. What's that all about? All that's fenced off, but there's a hole there. Oh well, I'm just being finicky. I think the fence was meant to go the other way, but that's okay. That's pretty cool, huh? Sorry about that. Trying not to do that as much. And I know I need to slow the drone speed down, but when I do that, then I can't move around fast when I want to. So there's a lot of detail here, lots of little things to see. The airfield itself has one 13,123 foot runway. We'll take a look at it right now. So you got a pretty long taxiway. There's a lot of, there's a lot of real estate here. And I can only imagine that they don't have the same problems, or that they do have the same problems that Hoodspruit has with the wildlife, given they're pretty remote here. So let's go take a look around. So as I was saying, the flight from here to Hoodspruit is only 114 nautical miles. In the C-160, it's roughly a half hour. So it makes for a pretty interesting flight. And I'm kind of anxious to see if there's going to be more of these type of files, because I really like them, and I kind of like flying in South Africa because everything looks so different here. And again, you got your covered areas for the fighter jets. Got your ground, you got your crews, ground crews. Nicely done. So then we zoom out here. You have some more facilities, really long taxiways. And then you have over here your hangars, hardened hangars, or a little more to see. But pretty cool nonetheless. Like this. This looks pretty unique to the scenery. I like the look of the old building. That's pretty cool. And you got the wildlife sounds coming from the surrounding area, terrain. So that's pretty surrounding areas. So that's pretty cool. So I think that's gonna do it for this video. I could take you on a flight from here to Hodespruit, but I'll leave that up to you and let you go explore that, because that would be another half hour of video, and I don't think you want to sit and listen to me for a half hour. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm glad it is 2024. And welcome back, everybody. And I'll be doing another video here shortly. So I will definitely see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.